your brother forever?
I don't think I knew.
What movie? Like?
I'm listening to my to videotape the crap. My unborn brother. He's gonna be born tomorrow, and I'm like, but look at this awesome shot.
Your pretty friend.
Oh, it's Jax.
Look at him. He used to like put
Oh,
his blanket over.
Oh, it's SpongeBob.
Like that. Yeah, we love SpongeBob. Oh.
Super Jax.
Oh, look at that.
Is it weird that I also had a Super James?
Really?
It's not weird.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. Oh, a horse.
Oh,
Wait, this is like a neighborhood.
Okay, so what happened here was, this was on Halloween, and someone
dressed up as a horse.
This girl just brought a horse to the cul-de-sac, and everyone's like, okay.
Guys, check out this horse.
Can we pet it? I remember I was scared of the horse.
Oh boy, who's
Oh
there?
my god.
If you didn't tell me it was Halloween, I would have been like, what? I love how I can see anything. Oh, I see Patrick.
I think Jackson is part of the KKK.
He's part of... I mean, it's not... Am I allowed to have this?
Wait, this is your dad who said it. Did you get candy? Oh.
I guess so.
So, do you remember any of, like, dressing up as SpongeBob?
I do remember dressing up, but...
Nice. You know what drums are at that age?
I don't know. I think we
Just like
our parents were like,
games.
drums, and we're like, okay. Oh, careful. Oh, no.
Jaden's first day of school.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. My niece, next year, she's going to start her first day of school.
Really?
And it's like
Is
so...
she as excited as I was?
I don't know, but it's just like weird to think, like, because my niece, I still think of her as a baby. And it's like,
Yeah.
she can't talk. She can talk. I just haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, you're just not there for her.
Yeah.
It's weird for, like, we're, like, done, but some kids are just starting. It's like, oh.
When you were done,
Like,
done with school.
We're done with school. Like,
Yeah.
we went through 12 years.
Yeah.
And some people are just starting.
Do you think there's any kindergartners watching this?
Maybe. Best of luck out there, troops.
Yeah.
You can do some messed up stuff in kindergarten. You can eat glue. And
Yep.
people are like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, he's kindergarten.
It's a
Powerpuff Girl.
Powerpuff Girl backpack.
Aw.
I love them.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I don't just dance. I don't have anything to dance for in Glee anymore.
I was going to say, did you dance like this for the first day of school?
Well, you
What do you think you're gonna do today?
Did you not realize?
cuddle. You say cuddle?
Guys,
Cuddle.
Daddy, you have to listen to this. This is so cool. This is so...
Started. I would like, and my mom's like, you should just keep your foot on the pedal.
Yeah. What did we learn?
It's weird that I was that person.
So
We just watched some random kid.
every 7
Is it
years.
like gradual? Or
Maybe
is
it's gradual, because I don't think it's like...
it's morph. We're
I
all
don't-
just
I don't-
morphing butterflies.
Yeah, I don't think it's, 7 years, time to shed my skin and
All the
regenerate. That's just what I think all children are like. They're all excited, full of happiness.
Excited to go to school and
Mhm.
cuddle and have fun. Now here I am, bags under my eyes.
Oh no, having a job.
I can't make 3 batches of cookies and just scribble all over.
No one's filming you, just going like, wow.
Wow. Yummy for tummy. Thanks for stopping
Thanks for
by.
having me, Jaden.
Watching those videos.
Trip down memory lane. Now
Yeah.
I want to look at some of my old videos.
You should. It was really fun.
Yeah.
I've always been an animal lover. Ever since I saw a picture of a dog, I've been like, I want that. I still love and respect animals, but as a kid, it was pretty intense, not gonna lie. Can we get a dog? Can we get a dog? My parents had to sit through years of that until my dad finally couldn't handle it anymore and got me one for my 7th birthday against my mom's will. Before that, they tried everything to make me stop, besides getting me a dog. And by everything, I mean a bunch of fish. Maybe if we shape these fish into a dog, she won't notice. They'd come home with 2 fish from the pet store that would last for about a week, die, and then get replaced. Repeat until dog appears. How many fish? Gotta be some fish blood on my hands for that. We went through probably 20 fish in the span of a couple months, but eventually we got these 2 goldfish that didn't die. A true miracle. They were pretty resilient little dudes. One was Goldie, and the other was probably named Fishy. Probably some of the most creatively flawless names I've ever known. But after a while, Goldie turned white, so I renamed it Rainbow because I thought it was cool he could change colors. I learned 13 years later from my marine biology teacher that Goldie/Rainbow was probably diseased, which makes the color change less exciting. We eventually gave them away to my mom's friend and they died. But that's all besides the point. My parents got me an army of fish and a dog I named Scruffy, but that was it. I wasn't able to crack them any further than that. And believe me, I tried. My parents had to become more creatures at bay. After they got me a dog, I was pretty satisfied for about a year and a half until I decided I wanted a mouse. Something about their cute little faces and how they crawl with their cute little feet and their freaking ears made me obsess over having one, and my parents got to hear all about it. I asked my parents for a mouse for years, promising how I'd take care of it and blah blah blah, the whole thing. My mom pretty much hates rodents because she thinks their tails are weird, so there was no budging on that one. She tried to get me to stop by saying, "Alright, you can get a mouse, but we'd have to get rid of Scruffy," which is obviously a bad bang for your buck. No, what? No way, I'd never get rid of Scruffy, he's my pal for life. But not gonna lie, after hearing that response over 10 times, I started kinda considering it. I wasn't ever actually gonna do it. I was just getting desperate, alright? When I was 10, I wrote on my Christmas wish list that I wanted a mouse because I thought for some reason I'd foiled their plans and found a... I ran into the living room where all the presents were to not only find no mouse, but a computer mouse. Nice salt in the wound there, Mom. I got my hopes up way too high. My disappointment was immeasurable, and my Christmas was ruined. I did get a computer though, so that was cool. After my parents endured 5 years of me asking for a mouse, I read this book series called Maximum Ride, which was about these teenagers who had bird wings and were on the run to not get captured by the scientists who wanted to keep experimenting on them. It was my favorite book series as a kid, and it made me really like birds, which resulted in the next animal obsession. I swear to God, if I hear one more mention of a mouse again, I'm gonna... Mom, can we get a yellow-naped Amazon parrot? Yes, I started loving birds back when the big boy birds. A yellow-naped Amazon parrot, to be exact. I would spend hours just watching all the YouTube videos I could find of them and sending them to my parents like, Look how great they are! You totally want one now, don't you, after watching one play in a box and sing Old MacDonald? This was a whole new type of fixation. I mapped out on the ground where the cage could go with tape, Googled where Amazon parrot breeders were near me. I made multiple PowerPoint presentations for my parents on why they should let me get a parrot. It was intense, and the pressure was on. My mom was even like, "So how about that mouse?" But no, Mom, that ship has sailed. Now I want a 15-inch parrot that lives for 80 years. They started telling me, "You can get a bird when you move out." And from then on, it was my goal to get out of my parents' house as soon as I could. Obviously, I never got a yellow-naped Amazon parrot, but I never really got out of my bird phase because I've got this thickums right here. I was pretty self-aware that asking for a parrot was a long shot, so even though I still wanted a bird, I dialed for a while, and that's when I realized people can have them as pets. Sugar gliders. Mom, can we... Sugar glider, add that one to the list. I don't think I actually bothered my parents too much about getting flying squirrels as much as the mouse and parrot, but I know they knew I wanted it. And I knew they were gonna say no. So I guess I just kept that one a bit more internal. During the summer, we would visit my family in Canada, and my cousin Peyton was really obsessed with ferrets at the time. So we would spend literally entire days on the computers together, researching ferrets and flats. We wrote down general facts we learned in Word documents, planned out how to care for them, added up how much money they cost, including cages, food, bedding, etc., etc. We were the same amount of obsessed. It was a lot of fun, actually. We bonded a lot during those times, and she's still one of my best friends. She also never got a ferret, so sad times there. Peyton also got a rat named Lola, and that made me really want a rat, which of course meant... Mom! Lola was so sweet and smart, and I always wanted to play with her. But that's also true with almost anyone's pet. Don't let me play with it for at least 3 hours. So I did have a small point where I was asking if my parents would let me have a rat, and my mom was like, "Nope," and I'd be all, "But what about the time you were gonna let me get a mouse because I was asking for a parrot?" And she would say, "Nope, that ship has sailed." Shame, Mother. During 10th grade, I was also starting to really like raccoons. I thought they were sneaky and cool, and I googled if people had them as pets as a random, not serious thought. But surprise, surprise, some people do have raccoon pets. Just kidding, they rip up couches and dig holes in walls, and I'm not that devoted to raccoons. But I still dreamed about having a raccoon buddy someday. Finally, I graduated from high school and moved into a dorm in college that didn't allow pets, which was torture for rats, birds, sugar gliders, and maybe a raccoon into the rooms. But YouTube started kicking off shortly after, and I moved back in with my parents to pursue that. Flash forward a bit, and I was finally able to get Ari. After 10 years of wanting a bird, I'd finally done it. And what a gander he is. Was he worth the wait?